Hello, welcome to yet another class on EZ Learning. In this class, we'll be covering Microsoft Office Word. Here are some of the topics that we'll be covering during this class. The first topic we have is how to start MS Word, how to create a new page or document in MS Word, how to highlight a text in MS Word, and what have you. These are other topics that we'll be covering. So let's start with the first one, how to start MS Word. But before we talk about how to start MS Word, this MS here means Microsoft. Then the word, when you combine them together, you have Microsoft Office Word. So the Microsoft Office Word is a and also a word processor. It is used for typing, and you can also use it for designs, for basic design though. Like the ones you see that you're seeing here on this emblem is the Learning Institute. This one with this Microsoft Office Word. Things that I typed here was all typed in Microsoft Office Word, and that is how to that's what we are going to learn in this class, how to do typing, formatting, arranging our text, and also how to do basic design in MS Word. So how to start MS Word? It's very easy to start MS Word. If you have watched my previous lesson or class on the Microsoft appreciation, the appreciation computer basics, you understand the differences on how to start different application in your environment, your desktop environment. To start MS Word, this is Microsoft Word 216. You can start Microsoft Word in two ways. You can start Microsoft Word by double clicking, or you can start Microsoft Word by right clicking. Let us do the first one, which is double clicking. Once you double click two times, it will open up a Microsoft Office sheet for you. Now this sheet that is open here, let me expand it so that you can see it in full. These sheets are open here. These are some of this sidebar. From this sidebar you have home, new, open, while for here you have new document and some other prevent document, of which is not of interest for now. When we go back, this one, like when you double click to start MS Word, you can also start Microsoft Word by the second method. You right click, and you now click on open. Once you click on this open, you click on it, it will still open to the same place. Now, by the way, same place. So once it's open here, the next thing you do is to click on blank document. Look at it here, blank document. You click on it. Once you click on it, now you now have a blank document. So that is basically how to open up Microsoft Office Word. Now let's go how to create a new page, a document in MS Word. But before we go there, I want to take you through the user environment of MS Word. Now this first top here is called the title page or the title bar. It's called the title bar. Here is called the property bar or the menu bar. Why this is the property bar? Now these are called rulers, and I will show you how to on your ruler and also off your ruler. Then this place is the work environment. This is where you do your typing. This course of this thing breaking here is called cursor is blank because telling that it is ready for typing. That is how to that is some of the basic things you'll be needing in this environment. As we are going through, I'll be showing you one by one how to use some of these tools. The first one is how to create a new page in MS Word. To create a new page in MS Word, you just go to file. Once you go to file and you go to new, once you click on new, it will automatically give you this blank page, and you click on blank document and it will open up a new page for you. Or you can do that by using a shortcut, which is control plus N. That is control N will give you a new document. Let's try it. Let me on my on-screen keyboard for you to see what I'm typing. Okay, my on-screen keyboard is coming up. So once I hold my control and I click N, it automatically give me a new document. That is what I mean. Control N will give you a new document. If you click on it, you have a new document that is coming up. If you see what I did, I just did Control N and it gave me a new document. So that is how to create a new page on in MS Word. Now let's go back to the next thing we have in line, how to highlight a text in MS Word. Before we talk about how to highlight a text in MS Word, I want to we want to know how to type in MS Word. It's very simple, like using normal alphabet key to type. You can just simply type where the cursor is blinking and you start making your typing. So I want to type a little document here that will help us or assist us in course of this class. I want to type the Microsoft itself and what is the meaning. Like I actually said, I said that the Microsoft Office Word is an application tool that is used for typing and for I also use for basic designs. I'll say let me type it. Microsoft Office Word is an application that is formatting, comma, and also text editing. Text editing. You can also use it for text editing and basic basic design. There are other things you can use Microsoft Office for. This is a basic thing that that is basically used in Microsoft or you can basically use in Microsoft Office Word. So I'll go more by typing some of the other things. I want to tell you some of the advantages of using Microsoft Office Word. One of the advantages is it makes typing pleasurable. Let me say make typing pleasurable. That it makes typing easier and also fun in typing. It give room for you to produce a new job. Like if your boss gives you a job to produce, you just type it basically and you have a great new job. So I guess I'll continue with this typing. Let me finish up with this typing, then I'll talk about some other things that we need to do. Okay. So let me go on. Me to like as I say advan- advantages of MS MS Word. I'm taking the advantages of MS Word. Like I actually said, I said the first one I said it makes typing pleasurable. It makes sorry it typing makes typing pleasurable. Let me just take care of it. I also say that it gives room for production of a neat job. You can use to produce a very neat job. It gives room for production of a neat neat job. Okay, let me add this last one. Let me say it gives this last one I want to add. using for basic text formatting. Like I rightly said, there are other things that you can do with Microsoft Word, but this for the basis of this class, these are some of the things that you can actually do with MS Word. Let me go to the next topic, how to type and change case in MS Word. Okay, I've done some typing here. Like I've said, I've done some typing here. Now, the next thing is, like I said, you have to type. Just use your keyboard and type where the cursor is blinking. The typing will continue from there. Now, next thing we'll talk about is how to change the case in MS Word. So we can do that. We can change case. When we talk about changing case, is either making it a capital letter or a small letter. So let's assume this is our first letter. We want to make it all capital letters. So to do that, we can do it in some ways. You just use a simple short code, of which I want to write here for you. So for you to do that, you first of all highlight. Now to highlight in MS Word simply means making telling the MS Word that this words or this letter that I have typed are ready for either formatting or editing. Highlighting, how do you highlight? For you to highlight, you take your cursor and place it in the end of where the document or the text or the word you want to also highlight. When you click on it, you hold your mouse and drag it. As you drag it, it will cover highlight. Now this is telling MS Word that this document is really ready for formatting. So when you are finished doing this highlighting, the next thing for you to do is to go over to your home. When you go to home, then you see the alphabet here. It means changing of case. We click on this small rectangle here, as I say rectangle or triangle here. Click on this small triangle here. Once you click on it, you see options of the different cases that you can use. Now this first one in the normal sentence case, this lower case, this upper case. Now the lower case is to make all the words here, letters here, lowercase. So once let's try it, the lowercase. Now all the letters here are lowercase. Now let's try the other one. This other one is uppercase. Once you click on it, it gives room for all these documents to change to uppercase. Same thing with this one. Capitalize each word. The capitalize each word simply means that each word here will be capitalized. Now this is the first word, it will be capitalized. Off, zero will be capitalized. M will be capitalized. Then the word itself, the W will be capitalized. Let us try it. Now, as you can see, this is not highlighted. If your document or your word or whatever you want to edit or type or you want to format is not highlighted, whatever tool you apply here or choose to apply here will not be affected, will not affect or will not work on the document. So that's why I highly recommend that you make sure that your text or the word or whatever you want to format that edit is highlighted. That's why I will first of all taught you how to highlight. Let me rephrase again. Like I said, for you to highlight, what you do is you take your document, you place the cursor here, your mouse here, and you move, holding your left mouse, you move it based on where the ones you want to format or highlight. Like I said, you have other ways to highlight. You can still use Control A. Now the Control plus A highlight all the documents, but for highlighting a specific part or specific word, that is when you use this other method that I've just showed you. Okay, now you can see our word now, our document, our text is now highlighted. Advantages of MS Word is now highlighted. Now the next thing we do now is to go over to our case. Now let's choose capitalize each word. Now have you seen it that each word now advantages is a word. Now the first letter of advantage, which is A, is capitalized while the rest remain on lower cases. Same thing with the of. The first letter of is O and it's also capitalized. The second letter of MS, which is the first one, M, is also capitalized. Word is a document, is a word, sorry. Then the first letter of word, as you can see here, is capitalized. That is what this one does, capitalize each word. Now, from you can see here from how they are being programmed. This one now tells us that the first letter will be of lower case, while the other ones will be higher case. That is higher cases. So for the time being, we want to make our advantages of Microsoft Word to be all upper cases. So we'll come now and choose this one. They are all turned to upper cases. That is how to highlight and change your document or your word to uppercase. Same thing with this one, with what we did here. If you want to change all of this one to uppercase, you do same thing. You first of all highlight. Once you highlight, you now go to your case, changing of case, and you choose uppercase, and they all change to uppercase. And once you want it back, you come back here again and choose lowercase as the case may be, and it will turn to lowercase. Okay, now let's move on to the next thing we have in line. Now talk about how to highlight, how to type and change case in MS Word. We've covered that. Now let's cover how to edit your document in MS Word. How to edit your document in MS Word. Now when I say how to edit your document in MS Word, it simply means checking errors or checking the misspelled words in your typing. Let me say after doing some typing, you now see there's some error. How do you know that there are errors in your typing? It will show you a red sign. Now I intentionally left this one here, this editing here, to be like this so that I can use it to show you or to explain to you what this actually means. Now as you can see, this editing is not rightly typed, it's not spelled well. That is why it's showing me this red underline mark here. So how do you now re-edit it? It's either you figure out the right word, let me say editing, you remove the D here, or you right click on it. Once you right click on it, it will not show you the right word here, and you just choose it and it will be corrected. Like I said, you do it by two ways. Either you manually delete the word and retype it again, or you right click on the word. Once you right click on it, the next thing it will not show you the right word for you to use. Then you now click on the word and the correct one will now be entered. So that is how you can do that in MS Word. Edit your document in MS Word. So how to format text in MS Word? You can bold, italic, underline, font size, font type, and font color. Okay, that's formatting. Like I told you, that MS Word is basically for formatting. The next topic, how to format text in MS Word. Bold, how to bold it, how to convert text to italics, underline it, how to create and format the font size, how to format the font type, and also the font color. This is what we'll be covering in this next topic. So how do we do that in MS Word? So for the first one is, let me come back, how to bold. To simply do that in MS Word, these are some of the tools we'll be using. Now this first one is bold. This bold makes the text bigger. Second one is italic. Italics means making the text slanted, while this third one is underline. Underline simply means putting a straight line under a text, which is making it underline. We'll be doing that by using this test, advantages of MS Word. How do we do that? You highlight, like I said, whatever you want to do in MS Word, you highlight first. So once you highlight, the next thing, you now go and click on your bold. When you click on your bold once, as you can see, it will now increase in size. That is how to bold. Now let's try the second one, which is italics. Now when I make italics, if you see it, look at what is happening. It slants the words and also the text. They become slanted. Then when you click on underline, it puts a straight line under the text. That is how you can use these three words here. How to bold, italize, and also underline. And the next thing we talked about is how to change font, how to change our font color, font size. Now, font simply means the type of shape, how you want your text to appear. And you can do that by highlighting a text. Let's say I want to change the font of this whole text that I've typed here. How do I do that? I first of all come here, I open up my listing. This is the font. This is where you can choose your font. Here, font. I pick a new font for your text. Like I've said, font is choosing the shape, how you want your text to appear. Now the basic and the most used kind of font is a type new Roman. As you can see, once I hover my cursor on type new Roman, what happens? My text changes. That is how to use the font itself. Now the font size is this one. The font size is basically used to increase the size of your font. Now these things we are seeing here, these words we type here are generally called, they are all called font. Now to increase the size of the font, what you do is either by two ways. You come here, you click here on it once, or you double click and it changes to this gray like or blue like color. You can choose a font by typing it 14 and you hit your enter key. It will now be applied, or you click on this small arrow here. Once you click on this small arrow, you see different font size that you can choose. I see as I'm going from 8, it will be increasing 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, no 13, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. So as you're going increasing in shape, that is how your font is also increasing. For the basics, we use our font 16. Now look at how our font has appeared. It's appeared bigger. So that is how to change your font size. Then the font color, you highlight again. Like I say, you highlight. Now the font color basically here is black. Now okay, we want to change this black font to a different color. Let's say for instance red or yellow or green. How do you do that? You do that here. These are font color. Now we have two sections here. This is the first section and this is the second section. If you look closely, you see as I'm hovering my mouse on the two of them, it's becoming it changes to a dark gray. Now what the first one simply means, once you click on this first one, it automatically assumes the color under this A here. This is the color here. The color under this A here is red. So once I click on this once, it automatically assumes the color of red. Now let me assume I don't want this red color. I want to choose a green color. That is when this second part, which is this small triangular stuff here, comes in. Now what do? You click on it once, it will now give you different types of colors that you can choose from. So like I actually say, I want to use a greenish color. Now let me choose a green. I see it has changed to green. That is how to change the font color. So we finally covered how to bold, italize, underline, change font, change font size, and also how to change font color. So I believe we know how to do that now. Now the next thing we talk about is how to set page alignment in MS Word. Page alignment is basically how to set your page, either you're typing from the right or you type from the left. Like some of the Arabic writing that you see now, the writings will now start from the left here. A good example of that, of what where we apply text alignment, is when you want to write a, let me say, a cover letter or a formal letter. Now the formal letter will bear an address here and also an address here to the your address here, the sender's address here, before you now start making your statement. That is when you appreciate the beauty of text alignment. And where do you get the text alignment from? This is basically the text alignment here. Now we have text alignment to the left, we have text alignment to the right, we have text alignment to the center, and we have a full paragraph to justify a full body of text alignment. Okay, now this first one here is the text alignment to the left, which is left align or align left. Now it basically means that you'll be typing from left to right, but if you change it to right, which is the right alignment, it means you'll be typing from right to left. And on the other hand, if you put it from the center, it means you'll be typing from the center. While when you justify, you just to basically make your text look whole and full. So now basically when you start MS Word, what MS Word is comes by default is left alignment. Now depending on what you actually want to do, then you can now format it or change your alignment to either right, center, or justify. So in this class we'll be stopping here, and I will continue on how to apply the text alignment principles in the other section. So head on with me to the next session. See you.